The Indo-Pacific region isn't just important for its geography. It's a hub of global trade where powerful nations wrestle for influence. No nation can afford to ignore the strategic importance of the Indian and Pacific Oceans, and the US, the world's leading power, is no exception. So, what exactly is the US doing to assert its dominance in this crucial region? And how strong is their military presence? Historically, the US military has had a foothold in the Indo-Pacific since the 19th century. It began with the signing of the Kanagawa Treaty with Japan in 1854, marking the first steps of US influence beyond North America. But it wasn't until World War II that this region became a critical battleground. Major battles like Pearl Harbor, Midway, and Guadalcanal solidified America's dominant role in controlling and shaping the future of the world's largest ocean. After World War II, to cement its position and maintain power in the region, the US established the Indo-Pacific Command, Indo-PACOM. This is the oldest and largest unified combatant command in the US military, overseeing a staggering 260 million square kilometers, covering 52% of Earth's surface. Its headquarters is in Hawaii, the Pacific's strategic core. When we talk about the Pacific, we can't overlook the massive naval base at Guam, one of the US's largest and most crucial military installations. Guam plays a key role as a maritime hub between East Asia, Australia, and Southeast Asia. Geographically, it's within a range of 2,000 to 5,000 kilometers from strategic hotspots like Manila, Tokyo, and Sydney, allowing it to support US military operations across the Pacific with ease. During World War II, Guam was the launch site for significant offensives, including the bombing raids on Japan and the infamous atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Today, Guam is more than a military base. It symbolizes the US's power and reach in the region. It's designed to meet 5 key strategic goals, such as quickly assembling joint forces to take control of a conflict zone, restoring combat capacity within 24 to 72 hours, and deploying 2 battalions to secure beachheads for amphibious landings. The base ensures that American forces can sustain combat operations for at least 30 days, while maintaining strategic agility. The island of Guam is another linchpin in America's Pacific strategy, home to 3 major bases: Apra Harbor, Naval, Anderson, Air Force, and Orote, Naval Air. Guam is a military powerhouse. Apra Harbor, for instance, can dock 50 warships at once, and the nearby warehouses can hold enormous stockpiles, including nuclear weapons and up to 160,000 tons of fuel. Anderson Air Force Base, with its 3,416-meter-long runway, is one of the 2 critical air bases for US operations in Asia-Pacific. It houses up to 150 aircraft, including strategic bombers like the B-52, B-1B, and B-2A. During World War II, Anderson played a vital role in bombing Japan. Even today, it remains a core part of America's Pacific air power, with bombers ready to support large naval fleets like the 7th and 5th Fleets. In more recent history, Anderson was used in the Korean War and other major military operations. It's the largest US airbase in the Western Pacific, capable of launching strategic bombers across the globe. In 2017, amid threats from North Korea, the base evacuated nearly 1 million rounds of ammunition in a single month to prepare for a potential attack. Guam also hosts Orote, another strategic base focused on reconnaissance and anti-submarine warfare. Together, these facilities create a military superbase that guarantees America's rapid response capabilities across the region. In the event of an emergency in the Asia-Pacific, the Pentagon estimates that it can deploy 10 to 11 Los Angeles-class nuclear submarines, along with strong logistical and combat support. The US military presence in Japan is equally formidable. US Forces Japan, USFJ, has been operating since 1957 under the command of Indo-PACOM. With over 50,000 troops stationed across multiple bases in Japan, USFJ is tasked with protecting Japan under mutual defense treaties. The Yokota Air Base, near Tokyo, serves as USFJ's headquarters. Additionally, the 7th Fleet, stationed at Yokosuka, in Kanagawa Prefecture, is the most powerful US naval fleet in Asia, responsible for safeguarding the Pacific Ocean. including the contested South China Sea. The U.S. Marine Corps, stationed on Okinawa, also plays a critical role in maintaining regional security. The U.S. air presence in Japan is no less impressive, with major air bases like Misawa in the north and Kadena in Okinawa. At these bases, the U.S. operates cutting-edge fighter jets, including 48 F-35As and 36 F-15EX aircraft. Kadena also hosts F-22 stealth fighters and a variety of support planes like the C-130 transport aircraft, KC-135 refueling tankers, and P-8A reconnaissance planes. These forces ensure that the U.S. maintains a long-range, powerful air presence in the Pacific. Guam and Japan aren't the only strategic U.S. bases in the region. Since the end of the Korean War, the U.S. has stationed 28,000 troops in South Korea as a deterrent against potential North Korean aggression. U.S. Forces Korea, USFK, is always combat ready, working closely with South Korean forces in joint military exercises like Full Eagle and Ulchi Freedom Guardian. The Philippines is another key ally in Southeast Asia. Its strategic location near the South China Sea makes it a critical partner in America's efforts to counter potential threats in the region. Although U.S. bases in the Philippines closed in 1991 due to political pressure, the U.S. has gradually re-established its military presence through agreements like the Visiting Forces Agreement, VFA, in 1999 and the Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement, EDCA, in 2014. In February 2023, the Philippines agreed to open 4 more bases to U.S. forces. These new bases, including locations like Balabac Island and Camilo Osias Naval Base, are crucial for America's Pacific strategy, especially in deterring Chinese expansion in the South China Sea. So, does any military force in the Pacific rival the U.S.? China has been steadily building its military capabilities, particularly in disputed areas like the South China Sea. However, the overall strength and deployment ability of the Chinese military still pale in comparison to the U.S. America's extensive network of alliances and strategic bases continues to make it the dominant force in the Indo-Pacific. But the future is uncertain. As China's economy and military grow, they will undoubtedly seek greater influence in the Indo-Pacific. Will the U.S. reduce its presence in the region, or will it double down to maintain its supremacy? The future remains to be seen, but one thing is clear. The U.S. is not backing down from its strategic ambitions in the Pacific anytime soon. Conclusion. The U.S. military presence in the Indo-Pacific is not just about protecting national security. It's a key part of Washington's broader ambition to remain the world's superpower. Only time will tell. Share your thoughts below. Catch you next time. Thoughts.